Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is talk to you all about how to write a trucking company business plan. For this video, what I want to drill down on is the specifically competitive advantages, what they are, and why it's important and why you need to include it in your trucking company business plan. So the way the video is going to play out is first and foremost, I'm going to give you all a little bit of background about me, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. From that point, we're then going to talk about competitive advantages for your trucking company. Once we're done with that, we'll wrap it up, sum it up, and call it a day. All right, so as promised, a little bit about me. Again, Paul Borosky, MBA, owner of Quality Business Plan. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if you all need some help writing your business plan, I'm struggling with that trucking company business plan, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. Love to write it for you. I am also a published author on Amazon. Check me out there. I've got a lot of business plan writing books available there. And then finally, I am also a subject matter expert as well as an adjunct professor for both business and finance. So if you've got your business plan done, but it's those pro forma financial projections giving you a hard time, again, love to help. Pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. All right, back to competitive advantages. So what are competitive advantages in the trucking industry, or for any industry for that matter? A competitive advantage is simply, what do you do better than most other competitors? So we're not trying to differentiate your company from other competitors. We want to show that you're doing the same things or you're doing similar things, but you're doing it better, or maybe you are doing it a little bit different, and that is coming out to be a competitive advantage. But we'll talk about that. But for the most part, when you're writing your business plan for your trucking company, when you're thinking about your competitive advantages, answer the question, what do you do better than everybody else, or what do you do better than most people? All right, so for tips and tricks for writing this, for writing the competitive advantage segment, first and foremost, keep it to about 2 or 3. You might have 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 different competitive advantages, and you can list them, and you can, you dream about them, and you, every time you have a chance to talk to other people, you talk about them. But we don't want we don't want too much information in the competitive advantages. We want to give them, 1 or 2 or maybe 2 or 3 ideas of how you are better than the other competition. So, we don't want to go into too many details. We want to go 1 or 2 sentences just to let them know that A, you know what your competitive advantages are, and B, they exist. You don't want to give them too many details, because then you're giving away your competitive advantages. Next is keep it simple. If you've got some really in-depth logistics that are wrapped into, 18 years experience, which you then have, 5 or 6, contractors that are working for you that are, putting together, this, that, or another thing. If you've got a really complex competitive advantage, you don't want to divulge that to your competitors or anybody else for that matter. And B, it's going to be too complex to explain into a business plan. So when you're identifying your competitive advantages, make sure to answer the second question. Is it simple? Is it something I can explain in 2 to 3 sentences? If it is, then it's definitely an option to use for your competitive advantages. So for tips and tricks, keep it to 2 or 3 competitive advantages, and keep it short, keep it simple. Next was, what are some competitive advantages that you can do for the trucking industry? Pretty much everybody out there they're hauling freight, they're dropping it off, they're picking it up, and they're trying to deliver it safely. These are standards in the industry for the most part. But there are a lot of ways to differentiate your trucking company from that of competitors. For example, on-time deliveries. Yeah, it's simple, and you would think everybody does it, which we all know they don't. But that could be could be a competitive advantage that, in the last year, you've hit your delivery times on time every time, or for the last 6 months, or your drivers are doing that for you. That can be a simple, straightforward competitive advantage. You're letting the reader know, hey, I do the simple things right. The next, from what I hear from talking to many, many truckers over the years, is that some of them, what they'll do is they'll break their days up. Instead of having 6 days and 13 hours off, a few of them that I've talked to, they actually work 7 days, but they break it into 9-hour shifts. So, if that's a possibility, I don't know if that's still feasible right now in this day and age. You definitely, check with, the laws, governing that. But if it's a possibility, that could be a competitive advantage for you, because now you're pushing 7 days as compared to 6 days, which is a lot of other truckers are doing. Another example could be for a competitive advantage is you're driving teams. You might have a husband and wife team that, you're able to, continuously go, 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 go. And now you're going to be making your deliveries, a lot quicker, which is going to generate a lot more income. So that's another competitive advantage. You might also use multiple load boards. That's another competitive advantage. One person might just, specifically focus on Amazon, or they might do, truckstop.com or something like that. But if you're using multiple load boards, then you're going to be able to optimally schedule your routes to make sure that you're making as much money as possible. Another competitive advantage could be experience. If you've been doing this for 20 years, you're going to be able to do this a lot better than somebody who's been doing this for 6 months or even 2 years. So, experience is going to count, and it is a competitive advantage. Another competitive advantage could be military experience. You can get VA funding. That's one way to do it. But there's also military. You know discipline, and focus, and quality. And that's been drilled into your head time and time and time again. So military experience. Plus people like doing they like doing business with veterans. So military experience, identifying that as a competitive advantage is another way to go. A final example could be it's a woman-owned company. A lot of funding out there, a lot of grants, a lot of loans that are available only for minority-owned companies or women-owned companies. So if you're a woman-owned company, make sure to include that as a competitive advantage. Yeah, so that's just some of the examples. So let's go ahead, wrap it up and sum it up. So in summary, when you write up your competitive advantages for your trucking company business plan, don't show all your cards. Give them a taste. Make them buy the cow if they want the milk. So give them a taste of what are the advantages. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it sweet, to the point. Next is I like to use charts when charts or smart art when I'm doing my competitive advantages, because that forces me to limit my conversation. And if you just do 2 or 3 with with some smart art, it's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point, and it's going to force you to limit it. And then finally, if y'all do need some help writing up your trucking company business plan, whether it's for the projections or the business plan itself, reach out, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Also, I do have business plan templates that are available for trucking companies. So if you do want to write your business plan yourself with your financial projections, check me out at qualitybusinessplan.com/trucking company business plan template. They're pretty effective. Check them out. If you do get the template, also check out my business plan tutorials, qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan writing tutorials. Those are geared to helping y'all fill out those templates. And then finally, if you do want a custom trucking business plan, check out my prices at qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan prices 3. All right, hopefully the video is helpful. As always, go out and make a little bit of money, stay safe, and have a great day. Thank you.